Hello, everybody. Scooty 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 12 and 6 Los Angeles Angels taking on the 12 and 9 Boston Red Sox. This is game one of a 3-game series between the Angels and the Red Sox. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Angels. Leading off, the third baseman, Cone Figgins. Batting second, the designated hitter, Gary Matthews. Batting third, the right fielder, Vladimir Guerrero. Batting fourth, the left fielder in the cleanup position, Garrett Anderson. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Torrey Hunter. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Casey Cocheman. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Mercer Izutris. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jeff Mathis. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Eric Abar. On the mound for the Red Sox, it is David Paulini. Coming in again with no ERA. He's got 4 hits, though, at bat. He allowed 4 hits and 2 walks. And with that, we are at Fenway Park, which gives a 0 to strikeouts, 0 to home runs, but a +4 to walks. Angels come into this game with a 9-game winning streak on the road. They're looking to see if they can extend it to 10, but will the Red Sox give them the first loss on the road? We're going to find out as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate as we're here at Fenway Park. And here is the first pitch. Figgins batting a 179, and that's going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, that is a walk on a 1-19, the 14 range, and with that, they're going to lead off walking Cone Figgins. So Figgins will trot on down to first, and let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting defense for the Red Sox. Ramirez out there in left field. Ellsbury in center. Drew will be at right, going around the horn. Yorkels at third. Valquez playing short. Peoria on second. Casey at first. Cash behind the plate, and Paulini is on the bump. Gary Matthews is up. He's batting a 195, and that's strategy roll is a 6. So that's going to be good for a hit and run. Gary Matthews, double play. So on a hit and run, all ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk ratings are cut in half, rounded down. All lineouts are considered double plays, and if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Here's the pitch to Matthews. Batting a 195, and that's going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4, on a 1-13, that is a 6. Struck him out. Struck him out, but Cone Figgins will go to second. He'll steal second on that. Base run, stolen base rating was a 14, and that is a 12, so it was in range on a 3-19. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, he will, the stolen base rating, he steals. And with that, strategy roll is a 20. Anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. And David doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show the number off. It is a 12. And with that, Vladimir Guerrero batting a 379 steps up, 1 out, runner on second, infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch, 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a single to second base to Peoria. And with that, Figgins will go to third, but as he waved around home, he'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 2 through 6. That is a 4, and the Angels are on the board. 1-0. So the Angels strike first here on the top of the first. It's 1-0. And that's going to bring up Garrett Anderson. Anderson batting a .244. Strategy rolls an 11 with the infield at double play depth. Here is the pitch. 3-1. Column 3, row 1. That's going to be a range play. So that means we're going to check the first number in the outfielder's arm. But whose range are we checking? 4-4. Column 4, row 4. It's a ground ball to Valquez. His range is on a 1-2. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. Now we'll check to see if that's going to be a double. If he can turn the double play. Ground double play rating is a -2. That's going to be a 0. And that's going to be a 0 there. So that is a 1. Sorry, that makes it a 1. And with that, we roll. That is a 1. If the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, the pivot being second base, it's a double play. It's a 6-4-3 double play. They turn the double play. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox. Leading off the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury. Batting second, the second baseman, Dustin Peoria. Batting third, the designated hitter, David Ortiz. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Manny Ramirez. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Kevin Yorkills. Batting sixth, the right fielder, J.D. Drew. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Sean Casey. Batting eighth, the catcher, Kevin Cash. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Gil Valquez. On the mound for the Angels, it is Jared Weaver. Comes in the game with a 3.42 ERA. He's got 2 wins, 2 losses. He's pitched 23 2/3 of an inning, allowed 30 hits, 19 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Ellsbury batting a .262, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, blank. And the reason is considered that a blank. Ellsbury is a left-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash. And that is a blank. Ellsbury, 1-4. Column 1, row 4. Double star 1. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Anderson. He sizes it up, makes the catch, and puts one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Los Angeles Angels. Anderson is out there in left field. Hunter in center. Guerrero will be in right field, going around the horn. Figgins on third. Abar's at short. Izutris on second. Coachman at first. Mathis behind the plate with Weaver on the bump. And here is the pitch to Dustin Peoria. He's batting a .309. 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a strike on a 1-14. The 18 is too high. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Fly ball back there to Hunter. He'll make the catch. And that puts 2 away. David Ortiz, Big Poppy, batting a .288. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star. So on the pitcher card, when you roll the double star, on the pitcher card, you'll roll 1d6 to determine what the out is if you have the physical game. In the computer game, it will randomly assign it. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Guerrero. He'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side. So the Red Sox go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, it's Angels 1, Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the second. Torrey Hunter, Casey Coachman, and Mercer Izutris due up for the Angels. Torrey Hunter batting a .274. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-10. The 18 is too high. 2-1, Column 2, row 1, fly ball back there to Drew. He goes back, sizes it up, makes the catch for and puts one away. Casey Coachman batting a .368. 2-5, column 2, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-4. The 20 is too high. So outside of the range for the strikeout there, 6-6. Column 6, row 6. That's a double star 6. Fly ball back there to Ramirez. He doesn't have to go far. Comes in and makes the catch and puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Mercery Zutris, who's batting a .204. And the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a walk on a 1-15. The 4 in range, and that's going to be good for a walk. So that's going to be a walk as Zutris will trot on down to first. And that's going to bring up Jerry Mathis infield at normal depth with 2 outs. And with 2 outs and a runner on base, remember the base run rating will get a +1. Matthews batting a 120, column 2, row 2. Possible error on a ground ball. And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Line drive down the third baseline to York Hills. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors. But the Angels leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Manny Ramirez, Kevin Yorkills, and J.D. Drew due up for the Bo Sox. Manny Ramirez batting a .307. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a blank. And that's going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. Double star 6, that's going to be a fly ball back there to Guerrero. He'll see it. Makes the catch and puts 1 away. Kevin Yorkhill is batting a .307. 1-3, column 1, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes J.D. Drew batting a .267. 3-5, column 3, row 5. That's going to be a walk on a 1-20. That's a 7. Remember, we add 4 to the range for the walk. So Drew gets on with a walk. Strategy roll is an 8 for Sean Casey, batting a .282. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's a hit by pitch. Jared will give a -1. That makes it a 6 for the hit by pitch range. The 11, too high, outside of the range. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Guerrero. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, but the Red Sox leave 1 stranded. After 2, it's Angels 1, Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 3rd. Eric Abar, Cone Figgins, and Gary Matthews due up for the Angels. Eric Abar batting a .240, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball up the middle to David. Here is his range is on a 1-2. Chopper on top of the mound, that's a 2. The range is a 4. It gets by him, and that's going to be good for a base hit. And with that, Abar is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 17. Angels holding Angel 17. That's going to be a sacrifice play. Take a look over here at the betting chart on a butt range of a 4. If it's a 17 to 19, it's a sacrifice bunt. And with that, Cone Figgins will step up. Top of the order. He walked and has a run scored, and here is the pitch. and that's going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6, strikeout on a 5. Well, however, that is a successful sac bunt. That roll is a 3 on the bunt rating. That's going to be a 2, so it's going to go up the middle to the pitcher. On a 5, it is a successful sacrifice bunt. So 1 away, but that's going to get A-Bar over into scoring position as Gary Matthews comes up. Matthews batting 0 for 1 today. He did strike out his first time up. And here's the pitch. Strategy roll is 11, by the way. Angels holding off. 6-2. Column 6, row 2. That's going to be a hit by pitch. David will add a +6. That makes it a 12. That is a 7. And Matthews gets hit. Could not get out of the way in time, however, the home plate umpire not happy with that. Gives a warning to the pitcher not to do it again. Strategy roll is a 6 as Vladimir Guerrero comes up. He's 1 for 1. 1 RBI on the day, and here is the pitch. Runners on first and second. Infield still at double play. Depth 1-5. Column 1, row 5. Home run chance on a 1-18. That is an 8. We need a 17 or less from Guerrero. That's a 12. That ball is out of here. Guerrero smacks it down the left field side. Ramirez goes back, bumps into the green monster. However, that ball is out of the stadium, and I think it landed in someone's windshield. I hear the car alarm going off on that one. It's a 3-run home run by Vladimir Guerrero, and it puts the Angels up 4-0. Garrett Anderson is up. He's 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-7. The 11 is too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 2. It's a fly ball back to the Ellsbury to center field. Ellsbury will see it. And that puts 2 away. Torrey Hunter 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, possible error on a ground ball. 6-6, column 6, row 6, ground ball to second base to Peoria. His error range is on a 1-2. That's the number in the bracket. That is a 5, no error there. So Peoria will make the catch and retire the side. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Kevin Cash, Giles Valquez, and Jacoby Ellsbury due up for the Red Sox. Kevin Cash batting a .389. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, range play at Fenway Park. So anytime you roll the at symbol, you're going to resolve the play on the ballpark card. In this case, it's going to be a range play resolving on the ballpark card. Whose range are we checking? 2-5. Column 2, row 5. That's going to be a double star 2. Fly ball back to the Hunter. His range is on a 1-4. That's going to be a 3. That would have been a single. However, Hunter will make the catch and puts 1 away. Giles Valquez, first time we're seeing him up at the plate, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. And Valquez is on with a base hit. That's because Valquez is a right-handed batter, so on the pitcher card, remember, we look to the right-handed side of the slash. Top of the order for the Red Sox, and that's going to go to Jacoby Ellsbury, who is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 11, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-8. The 9 is too high. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a ground ball to A-bar. He'll make the catch. And that's not going to be a double play there. However, that is going to be a 2. It's a 0. That's a 0 there. Ground double play rating is a 1. We take the die roll it against that. That's a 2. And it is higher. So Valquez, now in this case, this is one of those rare cases here. The roll is greater than the ground double play rating, but less than the double play rate, the base run rating of the pick of the runner on base. So with that being the case, Valquez will go to second. Yzerchis will throw it over to Coachman for the out, and that'll put 2 away. And that's going to bring up Dustin Peoria. Peoria is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 2. However, the Red Sox holding off. And here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Range play at Fenway Park. We go to the ballpark card. 3-5, column 3, row 5. Power hit to Anderson. Excuse me. Power hit to Anderson. That is an 11. That would have been a home run. However, it becomes a fly ball out. And with that, the range for Anderson is on a 1-3. That makes it a 3. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. But the Red Sox leave 2 stranded after 3. Angels 4. Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Casey Coachman, Mercer Yzerchis, and Jeff Mathis due up for the Angels. Casey Coachman is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Bullpen for the Red Sox getting some action this early in the game. 3-6. Range play at the ballpark. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a double to Ellsbury. It's a one-hopper double. Casey Coachman is on a double out there to center field. Mercer Yzerchis is up. He walked his last time up. Strategy roll is an 8. Angels holding off, and here is the pitch. Infield at normal depth. And that's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. Strikeout. That's a 5. The 15 is too high. And that's going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a single to Valquez. And that'll put the runners on the corners. Coachman goes to third. However, he does get the stop sign. He would advance from second to home on a base run rating of a 3 through 6. And 2 outs and runners on the corners. Jeff Mathis is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 8. Angels holding off. Here's the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-17. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Eric Abar is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Strategy roll 17, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. And with that, we go to the top of the order. Code Figgins with a walk and a run scored. Strategy roll 14, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-10. That is a 9. Struck him out. So the Red Sox able to get out of a jam there. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Angels leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, and Kevin Yorkills due up for the Bo Sox. Big Papi up. He's 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1, strikeout on a 1-9, that's a 16, too high. 3-4, column 3, row 4, double to Guerrero, that's going to be a double out there in the right field. And it's off the wall, Guerrero has to go chasing it. And that's going to bring up Manny Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 5. Red Sox holding off, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-13. The 15 is too high. 4-6, column 4, row 6, ground ball to A-bar. And that is going to be an out at first. Ortiz will hold. And then it'd be one away. Kevin Yerkes is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 1. And here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. Yerkes. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Ground ball to Figgins. And that is going to be an out at first. And Ortiz will still hold at second. So 2 outs, and the Red Sox still have a runner in scoring position. That's going to bring up J.D. Drew, who walked his last time up. Strategy roll is a 4, and here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Fenway Park. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Single out there in the right field to Guerrero. And with that, Ortiz will hold at third. He would advance home. That's a +1 to that. But the roll is less than or equal to. Nope, that is a 4. It is higher than the base run rating of a 3, so Ortiz will hold. Two outs, and Sean Casey, who is 0 for 1, steps up. Strategy rolls a 15, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a wild pitch. So on a 1-7, it's a wild pitch. On an 8, it's a pass ball. It's a 20, nothing happens. Casey, 1-3, column 1, row 3. However, that is going to be a line drive down to Coachman, who will make the catch and retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors. But the Red Sox leave 2 stranded after 4. Angels 4, Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Gary Matthews, Vladimir Guerrero, and Garrett Anderson due up for the Angels. And with that, the Red Sox do have a new pitcher on the mound. As David Polanyi gets pulled, and they are going to go with Justin Masterson's going to come. Actually, they're going to bring in Chris Smith. Chris Smith is going to come in. So Smith will come in the game with no ERA. He's got 1 win. He's pitched 4 innings, allowed 1 hit, no strikeouts, and 6 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for David Polanyi. He went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 22.50. And with that, Gary Matthews is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, range play. Whose range are we checking? and that's going to be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1. It's a ground ball to Smith. So Smith's range is on a 1 to 3. That's a 2. Smith makes the catch, throws it over to Casey, and that is out number 1. Vladimir Guerrero due up now. Guerrero is 2 for 2 with a home run, a run, and 4 RBIs on the day. And here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Home run chance on a 1 to 3. The 10 is too high. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Ground ball to Valquez. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Casey. And that'll be out number 2 and 2 away. Gary Anderson is up. Anderson is 0 for 2, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. Strikeout on a 1 to 7. That is a 5. Struck him out. And with that, it'll retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Red Sox retire the Angels in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Kevin Cash, Kyle Valquez, and Jacoby Ellsbury due up for the Red Sox. Kevin Cash is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. Cash, 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Anderson. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Kyle Valquez, 1 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Strikeout, that's a 0. 7, too high, does not strike him out. And that's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star 4. And that's going to be a ground ball to Abar, who will make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. We go to the top of the order. Jacoby Ellsbury, 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. And that's going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a double star. And that's going to be a double star to the 2. Fly ball back there to Hunter. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors after, and none left on as the Red Sox go down in order. After 5, it's Angels 4, Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. Torrey Hunter, Casey Coachman, and Mercer Zutras due up for the Angels. Torrey Hunter 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 10, the 18 is too high. 1-5, column 1, row 5, single to second base past Peoria. And with that, Hunter is on with a base hit. Strategy rolls a 19 as Casey Coachman steps up. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout on a 1 to 4. The 9 is too high. And with that 1-1, column 1, row 1, ground ball down the third baseline to York Hills. He'll make the catch there. And that is going to be a double play. That's a +1, 0 for Peoria. The pivot's going to be second base. That is a 3. We roll 1d6 against that 3. That is a 1. Remember, if the die roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it is a double play. So that is a 5-4-3 double play as they turn 2. And that's going to bring up Mercer Zutras, and they clear the bases on a double play. 1 for 1 for Zutras. He walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Fenway Park. The roll is a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Double out there in the center field to Ellsbury as it'll drop in front of him. Izutra's on with a double play, with a double out there. Mathis is on. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 6. Red Sox holding off, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3, strikeout on a 1-17. That is a 4. Struck him out. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the, and 1 left on, sorry. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dustin Peoria, David Ortiz, and Manny Ramirez due up for the Red Sox. Dustin Peoria 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, range play. 4-5, column 4, row 5, double star 2. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Hunter. His range is on a 1-4. That's going to be a 3. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Hunter is 12 for 15 on his range plays, and that's going to bring up Big Poppy. Poppy is 1 for 2 today with a double, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. Possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1, double star 4. It's a ground ball to A-bar. Error ranges on a 1-11. 17, too high, no error there. And that'll put 2 away. Manny Ramirez is 0 for 2, steps up. And here is the pitch. Nobody on with 2 outs. 1-4, column 1. Row 4, strikeout on a 1-13. The 15 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3, single out there in the right field, in front of Guerrero. And Ramirez will get on with a base hit. Yorkills, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in today's game. Strategy roll is a 3. Red Sox holding off, and here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 3-1, column 3, row 1. That's a ground ball to Figgins. Range is on a 1-3. That's going to be a 5. That's going to be good for a double. It goes past Figgins into the outfield. And that's going to get Manny over to third. Yorkills will pick up 2. And Ramirez will get the stop sign on that. And that's going to bring up J.D. Drew. Drew is 1 for 1 with a walk. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Hit by pitch, that's going to be a 5. Remember, Jared is a -1 on hit by pitches, 16 too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Fly ball back there to Anderson. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Red Sox will leave 2 stranded. After 6, it's Angels 4, Red Sox nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Eric Abar, Code Figgins, and Gary Matthews due up for the Angels. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox, and they are going to bring in Mike Tinlin. That is his card. Tinlin will come in to this game. He comes into the game with a 3.60 ERA. Does have one save and one loss. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Chris Smith, he went 2 innings, allowed 5 hits, allowed 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no ERA. And with that, he's going to face off against 9-1-2 in the lineup for the Angels. Eric Abar is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that's 1 away, and we go to the top of the order. Cone Figgins, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5, home run on a 1. The 18 is too high. 1-5, column 1, row 5, double star 3. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Drew, who will make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Gary Matthews is up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a run. And here is the pitch. Nobody on. 2 up, 2 down, 5-3. Column 5, row 3. Home run on a 1-4. That's going to be a 1. And that ball is out of here. Drew goes back to the right field side and can't get it in time, and that ball is into the stands. It's 5-0 Angels. That ball is out of here. Vladimir Guerrero is up. He's 2 for 3 today with a home run, a run, and 4 RBIs, and here is the pitch. Timlin can face 2 more batters, by the way, before he's considered tired. 3-5, column 3, row 5, strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 2. Struck him out, and Sing, take me up to the ball game. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Sean Casey, Kevin Cash, and Jael Valcrez due up for the Red Sox. Let's take a look at the box score of the game so far after 6.5 had been played here at historic Fenway Park. Angels scored a run in the first, exploded on 3 runs in the third. They picked up a run right now in the 7th. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Red Sox shut out right now through 6. They're down by 5. However, they've had 5 hits. And it's going to be Sean Casey, Kevin Cash, and Jael Valcrez due up. Jared Weaver, they're going to keep him in? They are. Bullpen for the Angels is starting to warm up as we speak. So they're going to get that bullpen is getting ready just in case. And with that, Kevin Cash, 0 for 2, and here's the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Ground ball to Abar. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 4. It'll go right through him. And with that, Sean Casey will get on with a base hit. Kevin Cash is up. And with that, Jared Weaver now tired. He's 0 for 2, cash, and here is the pitch. Runner on first, and when no strategy roll. Strategy right now is turned off. The difference of the score is 5. We take that 5, add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 7th inning. So if the number we get, which is 12, is higher than 1, is higher than 10, sorry, strategy rolls are turned off. In this case it is. Until we bring that number down to 10, there is no strategy. 6-5, column 6. Row 5, that's going to be a walk on a 1 to 18. That is a 6, and that's going to be good for a walk. So runners on first and second, they're going to give him one more batter. Jairo Valcrez is up. He's 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Fenway Park. Just missed the tired result of 1-1, and that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 5. It's a fly ball back there to Hunter. He'll make the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Casey will hold. And that's going to bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. Top of the order. He's 0 for 3. And here is the pitch. 1-1. Column 1, row 1. That's going to be good for a base hit. Casey goes to third. As he waved around home, he'll go from second to home on a 1 through 6. That's a 1. The Red Sox are on the board. It's 5-1. Cash will hold, and here comes the manager. And the skipper will come out there and pull Jared Weaver. So Weaver is done, and this call to the bullpen is going to be, who are they going to bring in to get him out? They are going to bring in Jason Blogger. He'll come in. That is his card. So Jason will come in the game with no ERA. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jason. For Jared Weaver, he went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and a strikeout, an ERA of a 3.0. And with that, Dustin Peoria will step up. Runners in first and second, however, Peoria 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's a walk. On a 1 to 13, that is a 5, and that's going to be good for a walk. So bases are loaded, and here comes Big Papi, who's 1 for 3, double in today's game. Bases are loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to David Ortiz. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Strikeout on a 1 to 9. That is an 8. Struck him out. And 2 outs, and that's going to put, and the bases are still loaded. And next up, it's Manny Ramirez. 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Ramirez, 4-4. Column 4, row 4, strikeout on a 1 to 13. That is an 8. Struck him out. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. However, the Red Sox will leave them loaded after 7th. It's Angels 5, Boston 1. We go to the top of the 8th. Garrett Anderson, Torrey Hunter, and Casey Coachman due up for the Angels. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox. Mike Timlin, done. And they are going to bring in Xavier Lopez. That is his card. Lopez will come into the game with a 4.29 ERA. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings, got 1 loss. He's allowed 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Mike Timlin, who went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts and 1 home run, and ERA of a 4.50. Garrett Anderson, Torrey Hunter, and Casey Coachman due up for the Angels. Garrett Anderson is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Anderson, they are not going to let him take the hit here in left field. And instead, they're going to bring in Howie Kendrick. Kendrick to lead off with a pinch hit here. He's batting a .395, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. That is a blank. 2-4. Column 2, row 4. Fly ball back there to Drew. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Torrey Hunter is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. 4-4. Column 4, row 4. That is a blank. 1-2. Column 1, row 2. Fly ball back there to Ellsbury. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Casey Coachman, who's 1 for 3 with a double, steps up, and here is the pitch. 5-4. Column 5, row 4. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Fenway Park. 4-5. Column 4, row 5. Fly ball back there to Drew. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So the Red Sox retire the Angels in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And with that, they are going to bring in Gary let's see. So they're going to bring in Rob Quaylen. Yep. So Quaylen will come in to take over at left field. Guerrero coming out at right field. And they're going to bring in Reggie Willits. Reggie will take over at right field. So that's the only changes that they're going to make to their lineup. However, they are going to leave Jason Bulger in. He can face 2 more batters before he's considered tired. So 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Red Sox. Kevin Yorkills, J.D. Drew, and Sean Casey due up. Kevin Yorkills, who is 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-11. The 19 is too high. And that's going to be a 3-6. Column 3, row 6. Double star 6. Fly ball back to the Willis. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. J.D. Drew is up. Drew is 1 for 2 with a walk. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-9. The 20 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1, double star 4. That's going to be a fly ball back to the Willits. Willits will make the catch. And just like that, 2 away. Berger tired now, but 1 more out is needed. Sean Casey, they're going to leave him up there. Casey's 1 for 3 with a 1 scored, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, home run. That's a 0. The 6 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's going to be a base hit into center field. And with that, here comes the skipper yet again for the Angels. They're going to pull Jason Berger. So the call to the bullpen has been made for Jason Berger. And they are going to bring in Darren O'Day. That is his card. O'Day will come into the game with a 7.14 ERA. He's got 2 wins, no losses. He's pitched 6 1/3 of an inning, allowed 11 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jason Berger. He went 1 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no ERA. Sean Case, with that, Kevin Cash is up. And they're going to call in for a pinch hitter, pinch runner. And with that, Coco Crisp will pinch run here. Cash is up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Cash not going to take the hit here. Cash is not going to hit. And instead, they're going to bring in Chris Carter. Carter will come in. He's batting a .500, and here is the pitch. Carter 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout on a 1-15. That is a 6. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. So right now, for the catcher, they're gonna bring in George, and for first base, they're going to bring in, yep. So for third base, Yorkills will go over to first. And at third base, they're going to bring in Jed Laurie. Clay will take over at third. So that's going to be the changes of the defense for the Red Sox going into the top of the 9th. After 8, it's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Red Sox will leave 1 stranded. We go to the top. After 8, it's Angels 5, Red Sox 1. We go to the top of the 9th. Mercer Zutris, Jeff Mathis, and Eric Abar due up for the Angels. Taking a look at the box score here. After 8 have been played here at Fenway Park. The Angels run in the first, 3 in the third, a run in the 7th, 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Red Sox managed to pick up a run in the 7th inning, getting them on the board, so avoiding the shutout. They do have 1 run in total off of 8 hits. And with that, Xavier Lopez is coming out, and they're going to bring in, I want to say Manny. Yep, they're going to bring in Manny Del Carmen. Sorry, Manny Del Carmen. That is his card. Comes into the game with a 7.50 ERA. He's got 2 saves. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats right now for Xavier Lopez. 1 inning, an ERA of a 3.70. Mercer Zutris is up. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a walk. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Possible error. Remember, that's the number in the bracket. We're going to check 1-5. Column 1, row 5. Ground ball up the middle to the pitcher, to DeCarmen. No error there. His error range is a 0. That is a 9. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Yorkills. And that is out number 1. 1 away, and here comes Jeff Matthews. Mathis is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. They are going to let Mathis take the hit here. Mathis, 2-3, column 2, row 3. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Fenway Park. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a single plus 8 to Ellsbury. So that's going to be a single, but now on an S plus number of results, all runners will advance 2 bases regardless. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, then the batter is safe with a double. Base run rating is a 1. That is a 1. He'll take the single, makes it a double. And with that, he'll pick up 2. And that is going to bring up Eric Abar. Abar is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a run. And here is the pitch. 2 outs, runner on second. 1-2, column 1, row 2, range play at Fenway Park. 5-6, column 5, row 6, fly ball back there to Ramirez. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. That's going to be good for a 5. That's a 5. That's going to be good for a double. And it's now 6-1 Angels on an RBI double by Eric Abar. We go to the top of the order. Cone Figgins 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. They're going to let Cone take the hit. Manny, 1 pitcher left before he's considered tired. 1-6, column 1, row 6, strikeout plus on a 1-20. That is a 15. Now remember, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to that range. Struck Ken out looking. And that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up Gary Matthews. Matthews, who is 1 for 3 with a home run, a strikeout, 2 runs, and an RBI. Here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, range play at the ballpark. Whose range are we checking? 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's a pop-up to the catcher, to Coatrus. That's going to be a 5. That's going to be a foul ball. And it's going to be a repitch. So fouled it away, 5-2. That's going to be a walk. Column 5, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-15. The 3 in range. And that's going to be a walk. Reggie Willits is up. He's batting 1,000. And here is the pitch. Runners on first and second, 4-2. Column 4, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-24. That is a 16, and the bases are loaded. And with that, Manny is done, and they're going to bring in Jonathan Pebbleton. Pebbleton's going to come in and try to close out the inning. Pebbleton comes into the game with a 2.34 ERA. He's got 1 loss, 5 saves, 7 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Manny, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 8.06. Bases are loaded. Rob Quaylen is up. He's batting a 250. The pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, double question mark, double star, and a 1-7. That's a 4. It's going to be a ground ball to Loreri, who will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. However, the Angels leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Kyle Valquez, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Dustin Peoria due up. Will we see some ninth inning magic? And with that, the Angels have a new pitcher on the mound. Darren O'Day done. And they're going to bring in Scott Shields. Actually, they're going to bring in Justin Spear here. That is his card. Kyle Val here coming into the game with a 5.09 ERA. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits and 4 strikeouts. Angels 3 outs away from making it a 10-0 on the road run here. Darren O'Day, who went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 strikeout. Here is the pitch to Giles Valquez, who is 1 for 3, 3-6. Column 3, row 6, double star. That's going to be a ground ball to Abar, who will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Top of the order, Jacoby Ellsbury, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 11 to 15, too high. Ellsbury 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's going to drop in for a base hit past Zutris. And with that, Ellsbury is on with a base hit. Peoria 0 for 3 with a walk, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, that is a blank. 6-2, column 6, row 2, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Abar. He'll make the catch. We'll check for a double play. That's a 0. Zutris is a 0. That is a 3. That's going to be a 1. It's a double play. 6 for 3. That's the game. As the Angels defeat the Red Sox 6-1 and a double play. Final line score coming right up. Los Angeles Angels defeating the Boston Red Sox of a final score of 6-1. Angels 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Red Sox 1 run on 9 hits and no errors. Jared Weaver will pick up the win. He'll picks up his 3rd win. David Paulini will pick up his 1st loss. Gary Matthews hits his 3rd home run of the replay. Vladimir Guerrero will hit his 5th home run of the replay. Let's take a look at the stats here for for the pitchers. Jared Weaver picks up the 3rd win. He went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks and 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 3.0. David Paulini will pick up his 1st loss. He went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 1 hit by pitch. An ERA of a 22.50. Jonathan Pebbleton, the last pitcher up for the Red Sox, went 1/3 of an inning, and his ending ERA is a 2.25. Justin Spear, the last pitcher up for the Angels, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 4.28. So the Angels improved to 15-6, and they improved their record on the road to 10-0, and the Red Sox will drop to 12-10. That's going to do it for us here at Fenway Park. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. and when I go live with all the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scoony007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.